Well, listeners, there is a brand new Australian film that I just know is going to become an iconic Australian film. I've had the chance to sit down and watch it, and I have to say I fell in love with this film instantly. This film that I am talking about is a brand new film called Runt, which will be in cinemas very, very soon. And we thought today we would actually chat to the man that came up with the original story for Runt and then wrote the screenplay and, of course, the award-winning novel as well. So we thought we would actually get Craig on the phone today to chat a little bit about this amazing film. Welcome to the program, Craig.
Thanks so much for having me.
No worries. Now, Craig, as I said, I fell in love with Runt absolutely instantly when I was watching this film. Tell us a little bit about your journey with this movie, because I believe that you actually wrote the screenplay before you wrote the novel. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I wrote them in concert, I suppose. I always knew that Runt would be structured and would work as a film project. And so I wrote the manuscript and the script together, and they kind of complemented each other. So it's been a really wonderful journey to carry that into fruition and to have it on screens now.
So where did the idea for Runt first come from for you? Because, of course, this, like I said, this is the kind of movie that I think Australians are going to fall in love with very, very quickly. Was there a story out there or something you heard that you kind of based Runt on?
For me, it always starts with character, and as an artist or as a novelist, as a screenwriter, you wait for someone to inhabit your thoughts who kind of beckons you into it and has a story to tell. And in this case, it was 11-year-old Annie Shearer, who lives in the country town of Ups and Downs on her parents' farm, and her best friend Runt, who is a stray dog who she rescues. And they were just such an admirable, plucky, alluring little team that I just wanted to follow them and learn their story. But it wasn't until their little conundrum emerged, which is the fact that Runt, who is a remarkable athlete and a very agile dog who obeys Annie's every command, wouldn't listen to her and wouldn't move, would just freeze in place if anyone else was watching, that I thought, I've got a story here, I've got something really interesting. And so it actually just built from there. And so I had that idea in my back pocket for a little while, and then I guess we found each other at the right time. COVID hit, and I was at a stage in my life where I wanted to feel hopeful and uplifted and to spend my time in the company of these people. And I'm so glad that I did. And now I get to share it with the country, and it's been an amazing experience. The response to the book and the film has been remarkable, and I'm so pleased that people are leaving the cinema feeling really uplifted and really joyful and moved.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about the tone of the film as well, because the tone, it's such an unusual tone in that this is the kind of movie that it will make you laugh. There are times when I even found myself crying at one point during this. It always seems to be dog movies that get me to cry, but yeah, I cried at one point, but you also feel uplifted as well. Was that something that you felt with that tone that was there from the very start, that it would take people through that range of emotions?
Of course, yeah. It's a very stylized, heightened world in Ups and Downs, and then we travel to the Crumpets Dog Show in London. But at the heart of it is a very authentic sincerity, and it starts with Annie Shearer, who's just a little girl who's trying to fix everything, and it extends to her family, who are just the most lovely, giving, supportive people, and you can't help but be swept up in their story. And so yeah, you laugh, you connect with these people, but it's also really very, very moving, and it makes me cry every time still, and I'm more than aware of how it ends by now. I do want to satisfy any of your listeners who might have reservations, given that it's a dog film, that no dogs are harmed in either the making of or within the narrative itself. I can assure you it's not that kind of dog film. It's got a very, very happy ending, but you get swept up in their story, and it's really lovely that other people are having that response too.
Yeah, that was the first question my wife asked me, actually, was does the dog get hurt? Does the dog die? Because she has never recovered from Red Dog or Marley and Me. That was her actual first question.
I'm getting that one a lot, so I do want to satisfy any of your listeners who might have that very justifiable sensitivity to a dog film. No, nothing harmful befalls Runt. It's a joyful film from the first moment to the end.
So you said that this whole journey started with the character of Annie. So tell us a little bit about that journey to find the right actress to bring Annie to the screen.
You know, Lily Latour, who carries this film, is just remarkable. She's an extraordinary young person and a brilliantly talented actor in her own right. You know, we knew that Lily would inhabit this character brilliantly, and so we were just blessed to have her come on board. It's exciting that her real-life brother plays her on-screen brother. Jack Latour is almost steals the show. You know, he's brilliant in his own right, and we're very lucky that the Latour family have given us the Shearer family, essentially. You know, the wider search was for Runt. You know, we made it a point of focus in our casting to rescue a mixed breed dog, and very dedicated and passionate animal department searched far and wide before we found Squid in a shelter, and we adopted Squid, we trained Squid, and so not only will Squid be the most famous dog in Australia very shortly, they've now got a home for life, which is really lovely.
Definitely. And of course, with John Sheedy, you worked on this project as well, the director. How important was that for you to find the right director for this? Because of course, John's made some great films over the years. Tell us a little bit about that for you. How important was that to find the right director, and what was it like working with John?
Oh, John is an incredible talent. He's also a dear friend of mine. You know, he was vital to bringing this story to life in this way. He captures the humour and the whimsy and the heart so expertly. You know, he's just a brilliant man, and we were so blessed to have John lend his talents to our film. Yeah. You know, John's got a raft of incredible projects behind him, and you know, this stands among them as his best work.
Did you and John have a wish list of actors when you first started to work on this film as well? Because there's so many actors in this that seem to be playing against type. Of course, we've known and loved Jai Courtney over the years, where he normally plays villains or he's in action movies. Of course, Matt Day I've been a fan of since A Country Practice, but I don't think I've ever really seen him go all-out comedy like he does here in Runt. And of course, Celeste Barber as well is fantastic. Did you have a wish list of people that you wanted to work with for these characters?
Yeah, look, not only did we have a wish list, we fulfilled it.
Yeah.
You know, we were so fortunate that, you know, our favourite iconic actors came on board. You know, with Jai and Celeste, Deb Mailman, Jack Thompson, and, you know, Matt Day, as you say, as we've never seen him before, playing the nefarious, very villainous, very vain Fergus Fink. You know, they were just extraordinary, and they light the screen up. It really is an iconic list of Australian actors, and it's a joy to behold.
So what was the set like when you were working on set? Of course, there's the grand old saying of never work with kids and animals. You're doing both with this film, but you're also working with an elite cast as well. What was that like on set? Did you get the chance to go down to the set very often and see it all play out in front of you?
Yeah, of course. So I helped produce the film, so I was on set every day, and it was a wonderful mood. It was really great, very convivial. You know, our animal department, our wranglers were very dedicated and professional, and you know, as long as you had enough snacks, we were absolutely fine, and that applied to Lily and Jack as well.
Yeah. I talked a little bit before about the tone of the film. There was very much a kind of Dad and Dave feel for me to this film, something that is iconically Australian, uniquely Australian as well. When you first started to work on the screenplay and to work with John, was that something that you guys talked about, that you did want to kind of have that unique Australian feel? Because we notice more and more these days that with Australian films, little things happen, like characters seem to have American accents and things like that to make the movie appeal to an overseas market. Was that something that you guys discussed?
Look, it's a really proudly Australian story, and you know, the fact that we're cultivating a town like Ups and Downs gave us license to lean into the idiosyncrasies of Australian culture that we can celebrate and delight in. You know, we had cinematic touchstones like Strictly Ballroom and Babe and The Castle. You know, these sort of heightened worlds that you know that we love to connect to as audiences, and I think we captured the spirit of that really well.
The town came to life so well with Ups and Downs. Are you hoping to go back and revisit more of the characters in Ups and Downs at some stage with your writing as well?
Oh, look, I never say never.
Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. So, going away from Ups and Downs, you mentioned as well about the dog show as well in London. Tell us a little bit about that part of the film and how that all came together as well.
Yeah. Look, there's a degree of movie magic to
Yep.
to transporting our characters over there, but it translates so well to the screen. You know, we needed to give this sense of journey and stakes, and also contrast between you know, the big city and Ups and Downs. You know, it had to be a kind of fish out of water sequence, and I think we managed to capture that really well.
So for you as a writer, I know we do have a lot of writers who listen to this show, but as someone who sat down and worked on this story from the very start, what was that like for you to be able to sit down at the Melbourne International Film Festival and watch this film come to life in front of an audience? That must have been a fairly magical moment for you.
Yeah, look, it's hard to describe. Building a film from the ground up is a Herculean effort, and you need to sweep up a lot of people and have them apply their talents and make sacrifices and dedicate themselves to it. And so, on behalf of all those amazing people who helped build our film, I just felt very gratified and very proud. We all believe in this film so much, and we're just so keen to share it with everyone. So it was lovely to finally be able to do that, and the responses were extraordinary. You know, it was really remarkable. People have connected to this story in a very profound way, and I just can't wait for September 19 and for Runt to be on screens everywhere.
Yeah, well, Craig, I know we're running out of time very, very quickly, so to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there who are now eagerly anticipating Runt being released on September 19? What would you like to say to all those people before they go out and check out the film in cinemas?
Look, I just want to reassure everybody that Runt is a very joyful, uplifting, heartfelt film, and you know, there's a lot of darkness in the world right now, but Runt is a big ray of sunshine, and it's the film that I think we all have an appetite to see right now. And so I'd hope that everybody feels motivated to get out there and go to the cinema and to support Australian cinema. It's really important that we continue to do that and to support our industry. So more than anything, I hope they love our story.